Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a stash video. I'm actually going to be doing part 1 out of 3, and the reason for that is because even though I don't have a lot of everything you can accumulate when you kind of hoard things that you love, in this case cross stitch, I think altogether it would just be too long. Plus I think it'll be nice to have different categories. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing kind of like a large and medium sized kits video, which will be this one. Then I will do a small / mini kits and patterns, and then lastly I will do a floss, beads, and fabric video. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the kits. Okay, so I feel like kits is what I have the most of, mainly because, well, really 3 kind of reasons merged. One, because as I've mentioned before, I'm quite lucky to live near a few craft stores. I'm a hop, skip, and jump away from a Joann's. I'm pretty close to a Michael's and a Hobby Lobby, and my parents' house is near an AC Moore, which is not too terribly far. I have a second Michael's near me, and I live near a highway, so I could really just pop on there and get to wherever. So I'm really lucky in that respect, paired with the fact that I didn't know that patterns and designers and all this other stuff was available. And the fact that, as you guys know, the sections are being greatly reduced in all these stores. And I happened to get into cross stitch right at the time when that was happening. So I got a lot of kits that were on clearance. I used coupons. I waited for sales. So I don't think I paid full price for almost any of the kits you're about to see here. The only ones that I think I paid full price for are ones I got online, which I actually used a gift card for, an Amazon gift card, and the ones I've gotten at Walmart, because there's really no way to use a coupon there for that kind of stuff or anything, but those are already pretty affordable anyway. So let's get started. So the first kind of grouping I'm going to show you are my Busilla kits. I have a decent amount of those, but not too many. The ones I have the most is Dimensions, but starting with the, I guess, regular Busilla kits, I have 4 Seasons, which I'm gonna have to angle them because the window is totally reflecting, and I really like it. I've really been wanting a 4 Seasons kit, and or pattern, but at this point kit, and I had been seeing a lot of them. I actually got this one online, and I like it because it comes with even weave. I noticed Busilla does that a lot. I haven't noticed too many other companies that do that, so that's really cool. I'm excited to stitch that. I have Footprints, which also comes with even weave, and this was the first even weave kit I bought. I didn't even realize. But yeah, so it was exciting but kind of scary. But now that I've used even weave, I can't wait till I get to using these. One thing you might notice about these though is you just get a giant bundle of threads, so that kind of sucks. I have to go through it and sort it. And the last one is called Bluebird, and this one I got at AC Moore. My AC Moore has very, very poor selection, almost nothing. The only thing they have constantly are the Dimensions, Learn a Craft and Dimensions Petite Gold, a small selection of those, and all the other kits were completely on clearance. They have a fantastic selection of floss, so that's the best place I know for floss near me. So that's that one. And then I have a few of the Heirloom ones, which are like their higher and nicer kits. I don't know. But I have Butterfly Garden, and all their heirlooms come with even weave. Like this Bluebird came in with Ada. I just whacked myself in the nose. This came with Ada. But all these heirloom ones come with even weave, so that's really nice. I have Mother and Child. If you guys want to see any of these a little bit better, let me know and I'll do some pictures because I know the glare is happening. And they've got Cottageville balloons. I love this one. I can't wait to start this one. I don't know when I'm going to, but I'm ready sometime soon. And I know that's going to focus in and out of my face because I'm showing the kits, but so be it. And the last one I have is Mates, which I think is gorgeous. And it comes with black even weave, so that should be really interesting. I've very rarely stitched on dark fabric, especially dark even weave, so that should be interesting. And even though these come with a thread sorting card, you still have to sort it all on your own. So that's the only thing I really don't like too much about it. Other than that, I have a couple Janlin kits. I'm going to show them to you now. I have, this is called Beach Romance number 0230582. And it is so pretty. I picked this up, well, I got this online actually, because even though my husband and I didn't get married on the beach, we did go to the beach afterward and we kind of walked around. So I thought this was fun, and I'll stitch it up at some point. And the other one I have, I'm really excited about. This is going to be for a stitch along with Cross Stitch and Discuss on Facebook. I think it's in September, either end of August, beginning of September. I don't know, I have to check, but I can't wait. This is a Janlin kit, but it is of a Teresa Wentzler piece. And I got this because I stitched her freebie, Hummingbird. I absolutely loved it. So I really wanted to stitch another one of her designs, and I kept seeing patterns, but I saw this kit and I was really excited because I'm like, I don't have to worry about kitting anything up. And I've only done that a couple times. I really do like when the kits are just ready and all done, but that's not really, there's not as much variety with kits, so that's the problem with that. Okay, so the design work kits that I have are Vision of Hope, which I think is really pretty, something that'd be really cool to put like next to my bed, like either over the night table or over the bed, but it's not like that large, so I don't know if over the bed it would look good. And oddly enough, this comes on 11 count Aida. I was thinking of switching it out, but it comes with these ginormous beads, so I feel like if I use even 14 count, the beads will just look weird. So I might stick with the 11 count Aida, I don't know. The next Design Works kit that I have is called Blue Toile Teapot. It is designed by Joan Elliott and charted by Design Works. I've noticed that Design Works charts a lot of her designs, so they must have something going on with that. And hopefully she is feeling better. I don't know. I mean, you guys probably heard that she was in an awful crash, so hopefully she is on her way to recuperating, and we should all keep her in our thoughts. Another Design Works that I have is Bear Family, and this is, I guess, designed by Giordano, charted by Design Works. This I thought was really cool looking. I really like the foresty sort of nature ones. The only thing is, even in the picture of the cross stitch, I can see a lot of white peeking through the bear. Maybe you can't see it from the camera, but I see it in the picture, and I wonder if that'll be the case when I actually stitch it up. This comes with 14 count Aida, so I'm thinking either getting a darker Aida of 14 count, or maybe going for a 16 count. I'm not really sure, just because I feel like if you can see it in the picture, and it is a picture of the stitch result, not just a picture. If you can see the white poking through, especially the dark bears, the brown bears, I feel like that might happen when I actually stitch it. And in my experience, Design Works floss is a little bit on the thin side, which can be good if you're using a higher count Aida, but with 14 count, it might not work out. So I may either switch this for a darker 14 count Aida, even like a tan or something, just so that if it does poke through, like it blends more with the colors of the bears, or maybe go for like a 16 count, either in a white or maybe an off-white cream color, just to make it work a little bit better. And my last Design Works that I have is called Lady in Black by Claire Coxon and charted by Design Works. So I'm really excited about this one. This is one of the first ones I picked up, and I really like it. I also like the fact that it comes with a dark Aida, which when I bought this, I think I didn't have any kits with dark Aida. Now I have like a few. And I think you don't actually stitch too much on this because, I mean, there is no black floss included, and I guess it'd be kind of pointless to stitch that ginormous sea of black of her dress when the fabric's already black. So that's interesting because it's like a nice picture, but I feel like you don't have to do as much stitching as you would think. So that's cool. And also when I picked this up, this one's one of the first kits I picked up that had a metallic floss and some beads in it. I've done beading and metallic floss now on other pieces, but when I bought this, that was the only one I bought that had those, so that was interesting, and I was like, ooh, that'll be a challenge, but fun. I have one kit by Realese. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and they have a few kits there from this company. I don't know if there probably are more available online. I only saw maybe 4 or 5, but this I picked up because of the picture. So this is Starry Night, and I know there's one Starry Night charted by Heaven and Earth. There's Starry Night. There's a freebie online, which is amazing that this would be a freebie. But obviously, well, you have to kit it up. And I used a coupon, obviously, so I didn't get it for that much. I mean, I think this was like 40 something. I got it for 20 something, so not too bad. And interestingly enough, if you look at the floss, it isn't actually floss, but I think it's yarn because it's just one strand, and I've used that before. One of the first Christmas ornaments I made came with just yarn. It was just one strand. You didn't have to do any separating or anything, so that's really cool. Obviously it's all in mostly Russian, I think. I mean, it says the only part in English says, you know, product produced by Realese Ltd. In Moscow. It is Russia, so this must be Russian. The kit contains a color chart, 14 count Aida, woolen and acrylic yarn. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know. 26 colors. Wow, 26 colors. That's not too much. But hey, I mean, it looks pretty awesome. It is a picture of the stitched piece, not of just Starry Night. So I think it looks good. And a needle. It's created by Ilya Kiselyov, who I presume works for Realese. And it is based on the painting Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh, obviously. And I like this because on the back it kind of shows other patterns that they make. So that's really cool. I cannot wait to do this. I don't know when it will be done, but I can't wait. Also, it comes with white Aida, and this is, I don't know, I'll have to see how the yarn stitched up. I might have to do some test stitches when I get to this, because I don't know, as painful as it is sometimes, or not painful, but as much of a pain as it is to stitch on dark fabric, unless you've got something white or you're holding it up to like your computer screen or the window or something, if any of that white pokes through, it's not gonna look good. So I don't know, maybe a navy or black Aida might work. I mean, it's 14 count. I know they sell 14 count Aida at both Hobby Lobby and Joann's, so might have to do that. I don't know, we'll see. So I'm really excited about that. That's the only Realese chart I have. I have a few by Kandamar Designs. One I was actually kind of disappointed about. I got it online. It wasn't that expensive, and I was like, huh. And that should have tipped me off to something. This is Thomas Kinkade Painter of Light, and I always really wanted to stitch a Thomas Kinkade because I really like his work. But normally, I mean, judging by the Disney ones, and part of the cost could be the fact that it's also Disney and Thomas Kinkade, but this fabric, and I actually opened this, even though I had no intention of starting it right when I got it, but this comes completely, I mean entirely printed on the fabric. And I'm assuming that's why it was so inexpensive. So that's that. It is completely on there. It's like, I feel like you don't even have to stitch anything on this. It's like done for you. Like, there's, the whole fun is to see the painting come. And I'm not saying anything against printed ones. I think they're cool. But I'm like, where do you even stitch? It's like there's not even blank spots. So I looked at the floss. There's not too much floss. There's a couple cards of floss. And I think there are areas within this that you stitch over it with the colors that are already printed. So like the trees, for example, you would stitch some on the trees and you would add some to the bridge there. But I don't know. If it's printed, I at least would like the parts where you're stitching to be like just the white or whatever color it is, Aida, just so that you can see how much it is you're going to be stitching, because I mean, unless I pull the chart out and really take a look, right, which I don't want to do right this second because this is probably already very long. It's not too many spots, and I know when I first read it, it said something along the lines of you can add as much as you like, which I probably will do. But I mean, like, I only see some greens, some pinks, a couple grays, and a little bit of blue. So I'm thinking mostly like the bridge, the trees, some of the flowers. There's some pearl filament, maybe in the church. I don't know, in the chapel. I mean, you can't, from the picture it looks like it's just French knots on the flowers, some pearl filament on the chapel, and some tent stitching on the trees. So I thought about returning this when I got it because I was really bummed, but seeing as I got it with a gift card and it was very inexpensive, like the return shipping just wasn't worth it. So I'll probably eventually stitch this, and maybe I'll have an experience with color matching to maybe stitch over some of the stuff. But I don't know. I was disappointed with that, but I have it, so whatever. And I have two more of my Disney dreams. I have Little Mermaid that I'm working on. I also have Bambi's First Year, which I'm really excited about. I got this for like an amazing deal on eBay. And I see there's one very little. I've never seen it at a store. I've only seen it online. And I think the person was just destashing and was selling it for, I mean, compared to the actual price, it was like 60-70% off of what the retail is. So I'll probably stitch this one next, whenever I finish Little Mermaid. Whenever I finish Little Mermaid. And the other one I have is Cinderella Wishes Upon a Dream, which is there. Last but not least, my dimensions, which I have quite a few of, but as you guys probably know, as far as stores, those are the ones that are most readily available, so that's why I have the most of them. So I have a couple of the gold collection, which is like their nicer kits. I have Fall Fairy, which I actually tried to start for my dimensions stitch along on Cross Stitch and Discuss. I did start it, and I love stitching butterflies as a whole, but I was like really into it, so I wasn't quite feeling this one. I stitched, or am stitching, Butterfly Forest instead. So yeah, I will eventually stitch it because I think it's gorgeous. And I also want to get the winter one. I don't think it's called Winter Fairy, but it's basically like the artwork is similar enough, but with a winter scene. I'm surprised I don't have a summer and spring, even if they're not called summer and spring, because I think it would make a lovely set. But hey, maybe one day. And the other one I have is called Magnificent Wizard. So I'm excited about that one. It's so cool. The other ones I have are Butterfly Profusion. Like I said, loving my butterflies. That's on a printed Ada, so that's interesting. I've done one of those before. They're pretty cool. I have Passion Flower Angel. I have Upside Down Indian Peacock, which I can't wait to start this one. I thought this one was printed when I saw the background, but actually this is completely blank. So this one you actually stitch everything. I love those colors. They are so gorgeous. And I'm surprised this comes with no metallic. Like, this would be something where metallic would be awesome. So I'll probably add some myself. I don't know yet where, but I definitely want to add some. I have Twilight Silhouette, which I've seen this charted. Who made this? I don't know, where's the name of the person? Julie Fain. And I have seen this on Heaven and Earth. So I thought that was really interesting, that a design that's charted by dimensions would also be charted by Heaven and Earth. And it has to be. I mean, they're identical. They're not even just similar. They are identical. So I'm going to have to go on there and see if Julie Fain has other artwork, because this is really pretty. Of course, it'd be a lot larger. Even as a mini, I think this would be a lot larger. 14 by 11. Oh, maybe not. If Heaven and Earth charts it as a mini, then it's pretty much the same size. So that's not too bad. All right. The next one I have is Birch Tree Birds. And this one comes with a light blue Ada. So all this in the background, you actually don't stitch. I have is extremely popular. You probably have seen this floating on YouTube, floating on Facebook, floating on Instagram. It is the Mason jar lineup. So that'll be a lot of fun to stitch. There's the floss. By the way, Dimensions does organize even in their, I guess, not higher end kids, so it's nice that they organize the floss for you. Sometimes you'll get a bundle of floss if there's like a significant amount of one color, but it's usually really obvious which one it is. So that's really cool. And I also like this because it's a different shape. Most of these are large, 11 by 12, 11 by 14, 11 by 11, but this one's a long one and it is 18 by 7, so that's really cool. I have Home Memories, which is very interesting. This one is also part non-stitched, which is just with the Ada, but I like the fact that all those little, I guess, motifs and accents are stitched, so that's really nice. So that's that one. I have Orchids and Hummingbird, just one. There's also a butterfly, but I guess Orchids, Hummingbird, and Butterfly was just too long of a title for them. So there's that one. And this is on 18 count Ada, I believe. Most of the Dimensions can come on 14 count Ada, some on 16, but 18 I think is rare for them. I haven't seen it that much. So this is really cool. And you actually stitch these kind of swirlies. I thought maybe that would be printed, but I'm kind of glad because I don't like printed that much. I just don't. It's cool if you're leaving the background just whatever the color of the fabric is, but once you print it with some design, it's not my favorite. It does add something to the piece, but I also don't like it as much. The next one I have is a stamped cross stitch, but this is the one where like it's stamped like that with X's, not like that Candamar ones where like the picture's entirely like the fabric is dyed that color, and that's not like a dye that's coming out, that's the painting. So I want to just try stamped cross stitch. I think I got this for like $5 at AC Moore. Like I said, everything they have as far as kits except for the gold petites that they always have are always on clearance. So like if I go there and I see something I like, I usually get it, because they have like a few different ones. They have a $5, a $10, and a $20. So some of those Bucilla heirlooms I got for $20, and I used a coupon because it wasn't clearance, it was like final buyout price. So I didn't think they were going to take my coupon because that's basically clearance, but they did. So I didn't even pay $20 for some of those, which is great. I think I paid like 11 or so because most of them I got either a 40 or a 50% off. So anyway, again, tangent. So I'm excited to try the stamped. I did try it on a blanket, and I think the reason I didn't like it as much is because those X's are huge. You need I think 3 strands, and I just didn't like the effect as much. But these are bigger than your normal X, but smaller than what an 11 count would be, but maybe a little bit bigger than a 14 count, but not by much. Anyway, the last kit I have is Dimensions, kind of. It is a sunset kit, but I know that Sunset now charts Dimensions because I seen this as a Dimensions, and when I was looking for it, I saw the Sunset. I'm like, is this the same? But it is. In fact, it does say Dimensions Inc. So I guess maybe there were 2 companies owned by Dimensions and now it's just Dimensions, because I have seen this with the Dimensions logo on it. And this is entirely my fault, but the chart is missing on this. I was kind of annoyed, and I checked the listing and it did say that. I thought all it said was that it was open and the floss had, like the girl had actually pre-sorted it, which is actually not a problem. But the chart is missing. It is stamped, so the design is on the chart. So I think I might be able to figure out just by looking at the colors. All the leaves and stuff on there is printed on there, like meant to stay. I think, yeah. And I feel like I can probably figure it out. So the only thing I have a question about is the antenna on the butterflies. I feel like that's some sort of stitch. I don't know. I know the bodies are satin stitches, so I can tell that from the picture. But I think the other ones is maybe running stitch. I don't know. I'm going to, somebody told me to try and contact Dimensions. I might do that. I think just, I mean, the worst they can say is no, but I think I could figure it out from looking at the picture. I don't really know what I want to do. Anyway, so that's all my large kits. I know that this is very long and I will put that in the title, but I mean, as far as Flosstube and Flosstubers go, I feel like a lot of us enjoy watching long videos, so hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will put some of my other stash videos up sometime. Again, that's going to be a mini kits, small kits, and patterns, which altogether probably less than all of what I showed you today, and then floss, fabric, and beads, because I don't have a lot of each one of those to show separately. So I hope you like this. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want like pictures of some of these, let me know, just because I know that the fact that they're in plastic made it hard to see and focus because there's light coming through the window, so it's super shiny on the plastic. But yeah, if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. Thank you for sticking it out if you did and if you got to the end, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye.